like to talk about revolution of fashion in Malaysia among Malays.
Yes, but before that, we will introduce ourselves first.
Swipe up!
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Ahmad Mohaimin bin Mahadi. My metric number is F01517. Today, I'm wearing baju Melayu and sampin representing Malay traditional fashion.
Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Noh bin Nurhan, matrix number F0497. Today I'm wearing kurta representing Malay's modern fashion.
My name is Amira Nabila binti Ismail. My metric number is F01356. Today I'm wearing baju kurung songket representing Malay's traditional fashion.
My name is Fatih Nabila binti Muhammad Rosli. My metric number is F01528. Today, I'm wearing baju kurung modern representing Malay's modern fashion.
Starting with introduction of fashionism, modernism and traditionalism. For fashionism, we do interview some of UM Foundation program students about one word that they can describe about fashion. These were their answers.
Can you describe fashion in one word?
Modesty.
Streetwear,
Fashion is subjective.
modesty,
Self-love.
hypebeast,
Confident. Art. Hypebeast.
hipster,
Self-expression. Style.
funky, mindset.
Fashion is actually a culture that symbolizes the identity of the dressing type that has always have used. Apart from that, fashion involves not only clothes but also shoes, jewelry, hairstyles and beauty. However, fashion has become more important to women in recent years. Fashion may be acceptable or not acceptable, depending on the person's taste and other factors such as the age of the individual, the popularity of fashion among the population, the suitability of style for a particular case, and the freshness and nostalgia of styles. For traditionalism, traditionally refers to those small-scale communities or components of societies originating from indigenous and sometimes ancient cultural traditions. Traditionalists wanted to live a simple life and wanted to have a wife and kids, mostly a farm. Traditionalists were people who had a deep respect for long-standing cultural and religious traditions. For them, those principles were the anchors that brought order and stability to society. While for modernism, modern activities refers to the industrial mode of production or the growth of large scale, mostly colonial societies. Modernists were usually younger people and they need more excitement in their lives. Modernists were people who embraced new ideas, new style and new social movements. Traditional values were, for them, chains that limited both individual rights and the pursuit of happiness. That's all from me. I will pass to Noh.
Thank you Ahmad Mohaimin. So now I will talk about the history of the traditional fashion. Before the influence of Islam, Malays clothing was inspired by the Hindu-Buddha faith. They are just a plain dress. Men use only two strands of fabric, one to cover their head and other as a sheath. Three pieces of fabric are used as a sarung clothes, kemban clothes and scarf clothes for women. The difference in rank can be seen by the use of luxurious fabrics. Around the 7th century, the Arab has brought Muslim influence in the way how Malay dress. In the Malacca Malay Kingdom, the phase of the evolution of Malay clothing is considered to be at the highest level. The men began to wear the baju Melayu while the women began to wear the baju kurung cloth to cover their head. There are different styles of typical Malay costumes that have gone through the evolution. This traditional style of dress was worn by the Malays and the nobles and then became the comrade of the citizens. Finally, the way royal dress up is almost at the same and only different style of fabrics and accessories come to their own taste. In the 20th century, the Malay women at that time were dressed as a kemban and a sarong, or long clothes covering the body and leaving their shoulder exposed. However, after embracing Islam as the main religion of Malaya, it has brought about a significant shift in the way that fanciful fashion fades and strengthening a more modest and elegant fashion culture with the development of the traditional Malay baju kurung. Baju kurung consists of two parts of the blouse and the long skirt. The blouse or the body part of the shirt is loose and has distinct length between the two parts, the blouse and the long skirt. In past life, the Malays are really worried about dressing, in order to be very cautious in identifying tradition about how to wear clothes and to firmly uphold the importance of faith and culture in their dressing styles. In the meantime, the Malays are still trying to select clothes that suit their need, position, attempting to wear goods and true clothes and trying to prevent them from breaching all the barrier of dressing and trying to display commendable conduct in their everyday life. What is meant by the ban on dressing in Malay is all the prohibition or restriction laid down by Islamic teaching and the custom in which Malay culture handle those who wear clothing in Malay. Second ethic is pantang membuka aurah, which means never wear garment that show aurah or body. An individual is obligated to cover his aurah. This concept is very important because clothing that does not cover the aurah is considered to undermine human dignity and to violate the Islamic faith and the Malay custom. The conduct of people wearing clothing that does not cover the aurah is largely prevented and investigated both by Islam and by the custom of Malay based on Islam. By following this ethic, it is one of the way to increase their faith in Islam. Muslims also can wear the traditional clothes without any problem as long as it does not comply the religion of Islam. For the second ethic, it is pantang terlalu nipis atau jarang, which means never wear garments from thin fabric. The ethic of Malaya dressing is excessively clothed in thin fabric that allows the body shape of the wearer to be seen through, particularly for women. Tradition, people say the thinner part of his shirt, the thinner part of his belief. In this customary phrase is said, apabila berkain baju terlalu nipis, di situ tempat syaitan dan iblis. In addition, it is said that apabila memakai baju terlalu jarang, malu tak ada aib pun hilang. Or, sesiapa memakai tembus mata, tanda dirinya di dalam nista. That's all from me. The next person will continue.
Modern fashion. The fashion movement is seen as a rising today. At the same time, men's fashion is gradually competing with women's clothing. In decades ago, improvements could only be seen in women's clothes such as changes in design and patterns, while men's clothes stay only in original or minor changes, possibly because there was not much space for improvement in men's clothes as is found in women's clothes. However, in line with Malaysia's accomplishment and development, shifts in style and fashion in today's Malay society can be seen as a clash between classical and modern styles. In fact, there have been numerous changes in the way that Malay's clothes has been diversified, whether it still maintains the same style as modern touch, the use of pattern fabrics, or the use of bright colours and so on. The modern baju kurung style in Malaysia, with the aspect of popular culture, is more like bright colour, slim fit cut and motif-feature clothes. Designs have emerged and have been adopted by the Malaysian fashion designer, including modern clothing from Malay with the influence of popular culture. Modern wear is traditional dress that was given a new breath as time has gone by. This outfit has been well worn by all ages since flexibility and easy to wear features. Malay fashion and clothes has changed so much with many new trends on the rise. Now you see people wearing jubah, kurtas, abayas, blouses, turbans, long sleeve skirts and so many more, while in the past baju Melayu and baju kurung were the raya clothes. Before the evolution of Malay fashion, the conventional baju Melayu consisted of men's fashion in 18th, before 19th and 2000s, related to R.D. Idwani, fashion editor at Still.my and former deputy fashion editor at Glam Lelaki. But the baju Melayu is having an update right now. We can also see lately that the theme in Malaysia is Arab fashion. Designers such as Rizal Main, including the jubah and kurta, are known for bringing Arab influence. In fact, even jubah have evolved to trendy colours and styles that cater to young Malaysians, from simple white robes typically worn by the ustad.
Next, variable influencing the way fashion. Basically, the Malay themselves have various religions such as Islam, Hinduism and Buddhism. Each religion does not limit the fashion that their followers want to wear and style as long as they still comply with the dress code in their religion that define morality and modesty. Nowadays, the Malays tend to follow and style the Western fashion. In order to develop Western fashion in life, there are still some religion professed by the Malays that have their own guidelines that must be followed. For example, in Islam, we are required to cover our aura regardless of gender. Some Western fashion does not follow the dress code in Islam. Most of the Western fashions are more to short sleeve shirt that clearly show not following the dress code in Islam. To follow Western fashion trends and at the same time comply dress code in Islam, the Malays have innovated the fashion of wearing the short sleeve shirt with cardigan, inner or hand socks. Moving on to the next point, sari is a traditional cloth that worn by Indian women when they want to pray at the temple. The attractive and elegant design of sari has attracted the Malays to style the dress. However, the sari's design itself not accepted in Islam as it does not cover the aura. Therefore, the Malays changed the fashion style of sari to be worn by them and follow Islam guidelines. They have made the sari as an inspiration for them to produce a pair of baju kurung characterized by the sari. This shows the unique and creativity of the Malays in the present to create clothes that are ideal for the different religions and races. Islam does not restrict its followers to wear what they want as long as does not conflict with Islam. The environment is also the main point that influences people to styling the fashion in their daily life. A rural environment that considers fashion as a desire and not a need that must be fulfilled every time. As we all know, majority people in rural areas work in sectors that offer low salaries such as the agriculture sector. For example, the rubber tapper. The income for a rubber tapper is not fixed because it depends on weather and also the price of rubber. Due to that, their income can only cover the basic needs to survive and limit their desires such as styling the latest fashion. They cannot style the latest fashion because of their low standard of living has limited the choice of their clothes. As a result, this has caused the rural people to remain in the style of daily fashion that they have styled since a long time ago. For instance, they often wear clothes that are outdated in fashion and the quality of the clothes are rather lower compared to the quality of clothes that sell in urban areas. Even in economy, those who have lower income are bound to buy inferior goods, which is defined as goods that are purchased by lower income group. This is different from the environment in the city where they have more opportunities to venture into various fields of employment that offer high income such as medical sector. This higher income has given the opportunity to the urban people to satisfy their needs, especially in their daily fashion. They are more likely to style and try the latest fashion that have high demands in the market even at a higher price. They still can afford it with their income. For example, most of the urban people choose to wear a suit or gown when they are going out.
Analysis data. We use two methods to collect the data, which is interview and Google Form. An online survey by using Google Form from this research was all sent to the all foundation students and public randomly. There is no compulsory requirement for each respondent to answer the question during the data collection process. This survey is open to the public randomly. Based on the data, 50 of respondents are Malay. This review is done in a week. As a result, 54 sets of response were received. One of the questions is, do you think fashion is important in life? The number of respondents that answer yes is more than the respondents that answer no. What we can see here is, nowadays, people always have a desire to keep up with the latest fashion. Next, interview method. We interview a student from University Malaya, which is Wafa binti Azman. Based on the interview, we asked for her opinion about the taboo in Malay's clothing. Wafa answered that when we obey with the taboos, which is never wear garment that shows aura or body, it helps us to have more respect with our own self. When we know how to respect ourselves, surely the people around us will also respect us. Other than that, by covering our aura, we can protect my dignity and keep ourselves to be modest all the time. The interview was held through Twitter. We have come to the conclusion. Today's technological developments have contributed to the transformation of political, economic, social and cultural diversity into a country like Malaysia. Young people all over the world are increasingly obsessed with fashion. They try to look smart and beautiful by wearing the latest designer dresses. However, they can follow the trend, but they are encouraged to not overdo in fashion. They need to consider our financial rates in spending money on clothes. Fashion can also be used as a way to further expand the Malay fashion to the world, which fashion designers constantly creating their own fashion but still keep a traditional fashion in their designs.
Thank you for watching.